So I wanted to upload another video because, like I said, I want to upload more consistently. I want to upload like as much as I can before I start, really getting busy when it comes to work and other things in life. So I thought I would upload a couple or several videos before there might be like that week that I don't upload. So I thought I would make a video talking about Hitman and Hitman 2 and the changes that are coming to Hitman 2. Obviously, I went to the Hitman YouTube channel and got a couple like little clips from there. And I really wanted to talk about this as well because I've been a huge fan of the series since really the first installment, which was Hitman Codename 47, which I played on a PC, which I had a really terrible PC at the time, but it was able to run that game, to its full capacity because that game was actually older than my PC. So I was able to run it and really enjoy it, and it was such an interesting like story. And I was like, I hope they make some more of this game. And then I realized like they already have a Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. So I ultimately got that. I obviously did the whole Hitman Contracts, which was probably one of my most favorable ones because I played that also on the PC, and at that time I had a better PC, and I kind of went to that extent of getting all like mods and hacks and kind of like that, and just kind of played around and had like just kind of cheesed the game a little bit because it was just so much fun. But what I really loved about the game was just the number of weapons that you can choose from was ridiculous. Just the whole concept of the story was pretty interesting, and then just in general, like some of the little like I would say cheats, but not really cheating. Like after I beat the game, like I would use the cheats just to have fun. And then obviously the funnest and the best thing about Hitman Contracts was that they had a very detailed rating system. Like if you actually did everything 100% stealth, it would say Silent Assassin. If you did something where it wasn't perfect, but it was labeled professional, or then you would have like psychopath or sociopath or like rank or ratings or ranks like that, where you knew like how you played. So if you went out and just literally like went guns blazing into like anywhere in the map, you would get that social path or psychopath or something like that, or you would get robber, burglar, or like murder or something like that. Like or like it would let you know what kind of person you are basically based on your play style. I thought that was kind of unique because I've gotten literally all of them. I went to see what are all the possibilities for those ranks, and obviously after that was Hitman Blood Money and Hitman Absolution after that. Hitman Blood Money, I really loved it for the customizations of weapons. I thought that was really unique. It was also an incredibly good story as well. Hitman Absolution was something way different. It was kind of like they wanted to try something different, and it was kind of like, for some people it was like a hit or miss basically, but for me I was like, when you are a huge fan of the series and the fact that the developers wanted to kind of change something up, they didn't want it to be so continuously repetitive, so they made Hitman Absolution, and it didn't work out too well for them, but they obviously admitted to their failure, and they were like, we're going to make a better Hitman game than this. We just wanted to try something different, and it was more emphasis on, like, I did, like, accidents and guns blazing, because I really played it, like, to that level, and there was a couple of minor hiccups and bugs in the game. It wasn't perfect, but I still had fun with it. It was a good story. It was kind of like a personal story, so you didn't have that Hitman feel to it. It was more like a personal journey, a personal story. There was not really money involved in it, like, on that level. And Hitman, the new Hitman, just called Hitman, obviously the season 1 was spectacular. The maps were amazingly big. There was a lot of content that they put in there, and obviously there was that whole controversy with Eidos and what was it? Because the company that actually develops the game is IO Interactive, but then there's Eidos, I think Eidos Montreal or Eidos, and then there's Square Enix. It was actually Square Enix and IO Interactive had issues with each other, and Square Enix basically let them keep their, or actually no, they were going to sell the IP to the highest bidder, and they just wanted to get rid of the Hitman franchise from their development or cycle, or their, in general, their company. They're very harsh on them because they weren't selling in the millions upon millions of dollars, because Hitman is a very particular type of game, and it has a very select target audience, and they do have a dedicated, almost like a cult following, and I'm part of that because I love this game and I will always defend it regardless what path they take in development, and I will always support them with everything that I possibly can, because it's been a personal thing for me. That's like the one game that I enjoyed so much when I was younger. A game that I played on PC, and I had a lot of fun with that game. So now saying that they're doing a Hitman 2, which is basically season 2 of the game Hitman, they're really working on making the AI a lot more complex. The emphasis on accident kills is a much more detailed. The crowds are more detailed. There's a lot of personal conversations and a whole hell of a lot more that they are going to be adding into this game. And I'm very excited to, see where Hitman goes in the next couple of years. And I really just hope that they can take and just keep it the way it is right now and just make it better over time. Instead of making a new Hitman game 5 years down the road, let's say, instead of them doing that, have them go and just stay with what they have now and just add to it, make it better, and then maybe take a year off, and within that year take and upgrade the graphics, upgrade their engine and their system in general, and then basically and make it like Hitman 2, Hitman 3 based on seasons. And I would say that, maybe, yes, they got to make their money. So I would say, I would be willing to pay, every year or two, $60 for a new Hitman game. If not all of the DLC would be free. And I really hope that they don't go down the path of some major AAA titles, with loot boxes or supply boxes, or like this extra little bit of cosmetics that really are not significant. However, it's ironic and strange because in Hitman, cosmetic stuff like suits and disguises that you can equip whenever, I think there is kind of I would be willing to pay money for that outright instead of them, putting it in loot boxes. But I still believe that should be something that should be implemented in the game for free. In the background, it's just some random Hitman gameplay. I just wanted to, really kind of talk about this because it's been a hell of a ride since Hitman Codename 47, and I really wish I could, get to that point where I could, get in contact with the developer. I really love IO Interactive. I love what they have done, and I'm like I said, I'm a huge fan of the series. I'm really excited to see, Hitman 5, 10 years down the road and see where they go. And I don't care how old I am going to be, in 20 years, I will still be a huge fan of this series and still be playing it, and hopefully still be on YouTube and kind of putting in my 2 cents, being like an old man talking about fucking video games. I think that would be kind of cool. And maybe by then I could make, a few dollars here, a few dollars there from, some of the content that I put up. That'd be kind of cool to make an extra couple dollars, But I still just want to emphasize that I'm doing this because I want to put my 2 cents in, and I have so much passion for video games. I don't have the brain power capacity to create them. I don't have the funds to create them, but I want to support them the best I can, especially the ones that I hold the closest to my heart. And I really hope that IO Interactive, now working with Warner Brothers Studios, doesn't screw over the fans and do something really dramatic or too like some of the drama that's been happening with some of the other AAA titles like Call of Duty and Battlefield, and shit like that, where people are really frustrated with the developing team because they went full fucking social justice warrior, or they put their political agendas in their video games. Nobody wants that shit, and Hitman has been really good for the most part without doing any of that, and just kind of sticking to whatever they create is what they create. And I think that with them being with Warner Brothers Studios, they have a little bit more independence and freedom when it comes to creativity, and you can see that in Hitman 2 just off of my first impressions. Unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to play it. I will be pre-ordering and actually getting the game when it fully comes out. I will have it, and I will be playing it on console, obviously, just because it's just a little bit more convenient for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to kind of spill out my heart when it comes to Hitman. I really love this game. I'm really excited. All the new maps and new stuff that's coming with Season 2, or Hitman 2, I should say. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the challenges and new weapons. And, I've almost noticed that they've, I'm guessing that they added new weapons, they have a new AI system. The maps are greater and grander, and the crowds are bigger and grander, and there's a lot of fine-tuned, fine-combed details that a lot of people will overlook and miss right away. So there's that replay value in the game that I'm really gonna definitely enjoy. So if you did like this video, definitely hit that like button. I strongly encourage people to leave me a comment, let me know what they think. And if you want to go as far as subscribing and hitting that bell, I would greatly appreciate that. And if you hit the bell, you'll be notified every time I do upload. Hopefully later today I'll have another video. I'll probably be talking about Battlefield more so. And that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say. Peace. 12 minutes.